My name is Vince Lucido, better known as Kingpin. That's my overclocking handle on the internet. I've been extreme overclocking pretty seriously since about 2001, 2002, and during that time I've taken numerous 3D Mark and 2D world records. Extreme overclocking is a lot like top fuel drag racing, where the goal is to get down the quarter mile as fast as possible at all costs. They have failures, we have failures. I blow hardware up, I've done it quite often. I've done it when I was this close to getting a record, and it's just utterly demoralizing. I've walked around in a daze for a few days afterwards trying to figure out what went wrong. We figure it out, we solve the problem, put the system back together, and I continue to go for the goal. At Kingpin Cooling, I designed these specialized containers for CPU and GPU overclocking to accommodate liquid nitrogen. It's a highly pressurized nitrogen gas, and we can pour this liquid into the containers to dissipate the heat that's caused from overclocking. We run these components way beyond spec. NVIDIA launched the GeForce 8800 GTX, and it pretty much demolished all the benchmarks. Most overclockers were scaling them up to close to 1100 megahertz core. But using SLI technology, I was able to use 2 graphics cards and almost double the graphics performance, which took the benchmarks really to a whole nother level. When I start to overclock a rig on LN2, usually what I do is I bring the temperatures down slowly, maybe 3 set points. So I'll bring everything down to maybe minus 40 Celsius and I'll run some benchmarks. Then I'll bring everything down to minus 80 Celsius and I'll run some benchmarks. This kind of gives the hardware a chance to get used to the cold, used to the higher clock speeds, used to handling more voltage, and usually it's a lot more successful if you do that. I'll start overclocking the CPUs first, get the system stable, and then gradually I'll start to raise the GPU clocks. Well, there's a new platform coming out, P67 with Sandy Bridge, and I'm going to use that along with GTX 580 and SLI technology, and I'm going to try to put up a really competitive result. You know, getting there is a lot of baseline testing work on air. There's problems with temperature, you know, CPU and GPU scaling, dealing with bottlenecks. Sometimes the failures are gut-wrenching, but through some of the failures you become more determined, and it's almost like you can't stop. You know, my goal with the new platform is, you know, hopefully a world record or a top result, because I mean anything less than that is really failure. That's how I see it.